when Chen Xiujuan transferred money to her younger brother for the third time, without my consent. I completely gave up. I quit my high-paying job and spent my days at home playing games, eating, and doing nothing. This kind of life only lasted 3 days before Chen Xiujuan panicked. She pointed her finger at my nose and asked what I was trying to do. The monthly mortgage of 5,000, the car loan of 2,000, the tuition for our daughter, and the household expenses, none of them were free. Oh, so she also knew the household expenses were high. Then why did she constantly take money from the household to subsidize her younger brother? During my lunch break, my mother called to say that a heavy rain a few days ago had collapsed the pig pen at home. She asked me to transfer 20,000 so she could find someone to fix it. I hummed in agreement, and after hanging up, I opened my mobile bank. Just as I was about to transfer the money, I discovered that there was only 500 yuan left in my bank card. A few days ago, there were over 50,000 yuan. How could it be down to only 500 yuan in just a few days? I immediately thought of Chen Xiujuan. This card was in her hands, so she must have spent the money. What did she do to spend 50,000 yuan in just a few short days? I called Chen Xiujuan, suppressing my anger as I asked, Chen Xiujuan, where did the money in the card go? Chen Xiujuan stammered and didn't dare to say it clearly. A chill ran through me, and a bad premonition arose. Did you transfer money to your younger brother again? My younger brother was short of money to buy a car, so I just... Chen Xiujuan's voice became softer and softer. I pinched my brow, not knowing what to say. Chen Xiujuan and I had dated for 3 years, been married for 7, and our daughter was 6. Because it was a free relationship, when we talked about marriage, both families had some unpleasantness. It was nothing more than Chen Xiujuan's mother demanding a high bride price that far exceeded my budget. Her mother snorted, "My daughter has been with you for 3 years, and we have to settle with you for these 3 years of her youth." Chen Xiujuan sat beside her mother, lowering her head without saying a word. In the end, both families compromised and 288,000 yuan was given to Chen Xiujuan's parents. Then, her parents gave this money to Chen Xiujuan's younger brother. At first, I felt sorry for Chen Xiujuan for having such biased parents, but I never expected that she herself was also so clueless. I changed my bank card and transferred 30,000 yuan to my mother. Then I went to the office and applied for annual leave with my supervisor. Our company had good benefits, with 10 days of annual leave a year, and 2 more days for each year of service, up to a maximum of 20 days of annual leave. With my seniority, I could have taken 20 days off long ago, but I had never taken it. Each year, my annual leave was converted into overtime pay and added to my salary card. This year, I was going to enjoy it for once. When I got home, Chen Xiujuan was still busy in the kitchen. Duo ran towards me when she saw me, sweetly shouting, "Daddy." I picked up my daughter and sat on the sofa to read picture books with her. During dinner, Chen Xiujuan didn't say anything. When we were almost finished, I spoke lightly. "I quit my job, and from now on, I'm going to stay home and enjoy myself too." Chen Xiujuan's hand holding chopsticks froze, and then she looked up at me. "Are you kidding?" I looked at her seriously. "Do I look like I'm kidding you?" Chen Xiujuan continued to pick up food and eat, without saying anything further. She probably still thinks I'm joking. After all, my job, though not easy, did pay really well. I've even taken home 100,000 a month during some peak periods. Unless I'm brain dead, there's no way I'd just quit such a good job for no reason. The next day, I woke up naturally for the first time in ages. This was a luxury I hadn't experienced since getting married. Usually, on work days I had to get up early, and on days off I had to take care of my daughter, leaving no time to sleep in. Chen Xiujuan, on the other hand, was up bright and early, preparing breakfast for Duo. After Duo ate, she took her to kindergarten, came back to buy groceries, and only after the aroma of cooking wafted through the house did I groggily wake up. When I stumbled out of the bedroom with bedhead, I startled Chen Xiujuan quite a bit. Why aren't you at work?" she asked. I yawned and casually said, "Didn't I tell you yesterday? I quit." Chen Xiujuan looked at me suspiciously, spatula in hand, as if judging whether I was telling the truth. "You're kidding, right?" she said, turning back to the kitchen to continue her work. In the following days, I woke up naturally every day, ate lunch, then went into the study to play games until sunset. When Chen Xiujuan picked up Duo from kindergarten, I'd come out of the study and play with her. These comfortable days only lasted 3. On the 3rd day, after lunch, as I was heading to the study as usual, Chen Xiujuan slammed her chopsticks down. "Wang Huyong, what are you trying to do?" She glared at me angrily. I still remained calm. "I told you I quit. I'm going to enjoy life at home from now on." "Wang Huyong, do you even hear what you're saying? The monthly mortgage is 5,000, the car loan 2,000, Duo's kindergarten is 1,005 a month, her dance class is 4,000 every 6 months, and then there's all the other household expenses. That's easily over 10,000 a month. You just quit like that? What are we supposed to eat and drink? Air. She pointed at me, ranting. I simply replied with an "oh," and raised my eyebrows, a sarcastic smile on my face. So, you do realize we have a lot of expenses? Since you know we have a lot of expenses, why did you just casually give the money to your younger brother? Let me count. How many times have you secretly given money to your brother behind my back? I pretended to count on my fingers. I'm sorry. I can't even count them all with both hands. Chen Xiujuan heard the sarcasm in my words, and she grit her teeth. Wang Huyong, it's just 50,000 yuan. Is it that big of a deal? He's my younger brother, also your brother. He was short of money to buy a car, so as his older sister, what's wrong with me helping him a little? I laughed and clapped. You're such a great older sister, like a second parent. My friend asked me to join him in starting a company, and when I asked you for money, you said you didn't have any. But your brother was short of money to buy a house, and you transferred 300,000 to him without a word. When my mom needed a stent for her heart, you didn't have any money. But when your brother needed money for his wedding dowry, you transferred 200,000 to him without a word. This time, when our pig shed was destroyed by the heavy rain, you gave that money to your brother again. Chen Xiujuan, you're so good to your brother. Has he ever bought even a single toy or snack for Duo? Chen Xiujuan didn't speak. She stared blankly at me. As she looked, her eyes reddened and she began to cry. Wang Huyong, I really didn't expect that after 7 years of marriage, you're keeping track of every single one of these things. Now you're settling accounts with me. Is that it? That's my younger brother. Can I just ignore him? Yes, you take care of him. You take care of your younger brother. You're almost about to transfer the house to his name. Chen Xiujuan, if you care so much about your younger brother, why did you even get married? If you didn't get married, you could have gone out to work and support your brother's family. Wouldn't that have been great? Chen Xiujuan pointed at me, stuttering you for a long time, finally sweeping the dishes off the table and rushing angrily back to the bedroom to pack her things. I didn't pay her any mind either. I've been thinking about divorce for more than just a day or two. The only reason I've tolerated it until now is because I don't want Duo to live in a single-parent family. Chen Xiujuan dragged her suitcase past me, not even giving me a glance. Good. Let her leave. It will be peaceful. With a bang, Chen Xiujuan slammed the door shut. I let out a long sigh and began to clean up the mess in the house. After cleaning up the mess, I drove straight to the kindergarten and, using the excuse of a family matter, picked up Duo. Duo was very excited to see me. Dad, why are you the one picking me up? Where's Mom? I picked her up and kissed her on the cheek. Mom went to Grandma's house. How about Dad takes you to the amusement park today? Duo was stunned for a moment, then began to cheer and wave her arms. Yay! Chen Xiujuan didn't like Duo. Ever since finding out Duo was a girl, she hasn't shown her a good face. When Duo was 2 months old, Chen Xiujuan was constantly pestering me to have a second child. I was working my butt off every day, and in the evening I still had to change Duo's diapers and feed her. I definitely didn't want a second child. Chen Xiujuan even secretly poked holes in the condoms. If I hadn't discovered it, she really would have succeeded. To completely eliminate her desire for a second child, I went straight to the hospital and got a vasectomy. When Duo was 3, her brother's child was born. Although it was also a girl, Chen Xiujuan clearly favored her brother's child more. Every time she went to her brother's house, she would hold her brother's daughter, calling her baby and darling, being so affectionate. Duo asked me more than once, Dad, does Mom not like me? My heart ached for Duo, learning to read people's faces at such a young age, so I always comforted her, telling her it wasn't true, that her mom loved her the most. Until Duo was 5 and Xingxing was 2, her brother came to our house to visit. Xingxing was clamoring to go to the amusement park to ride the carousel, and Duo also wanted to go. I don't know what Chen Xiujuan was thinking, but she actually left Duo alone at home and, carrying Xingxing, went to the amusement park with her brother and sister-in-law. The day I came back, Duo hugged me and cried for a long time. She said, Dad, I know Mom just doesn't like me. It was also from that day on that the idea of wanting a divorce first sprouted in my mind. I took Duo to ride the carousel, the little train, went boating, and bumper cars. The two of us played all afternoon. When we got tired, we went to the amusement park's restaurant, ordering some not-so-nutritious but delicious fried chicken and cola. Watching Duo munch on fried chicken and drink cola, I suddenly felt that perhaps my insistence on not divorcing for Duo's sake was wrong. It was dark when we got home. Duo was so tired she fell asleep in the back seat. I carried her upstairs and put her on her little bed. Just as I finished all of this, my mother-in-law called. Wang Huyong, do you have any conscience? You just let Wan go back to her parents' home, and you didn't even try to stop her? Do you know that Wan has been crying all afternoon? Isn't it just taking 10,000 yuan from you? Is it worth it? You're a brother-in-law. Shouldn't you spend money on your own brother? Which brother-in-law is as stingy as you, making such a fuss over this little bit of money? I'll give you 1 hour to come apologize. Otherwise, before I could even say a word, she hung up the phone. Fine. Saves me the trouble of wasting my breath. After washing up, I went to bed. I was woken up by a series of urgent knocks on the door. Groggy, I got up and opened the door, only to be slapped in the face, which instantly woke me up from my sleep. I glared at the person. Hey, it was my mother-in-law who called me last night. She glared back at me. You still have a nerve to sleep. Wan was up all night, crying all night. And here you are, sleeping like a pig, not even able to wake up when someone shouts. As she spoke, she pushed me aside, stomped inside, and plopped down on the sofa. Chen Xiujuan followed behind her, head lowered and looking timid, her eyes red. She did look like she had been crying all night. You, kneel down and apologize to Wan, my mother-in-law commanded, pointing at me. Who? I was stunned. Why should I kneel down and apologize to her? She was the one who secretly took money from the family to support her brother, and now it's become my fault? I pointed at myself. You mean me? Kneel down? Apologize to her? My mother-in-law snorted. What? You can't? Aren't you still dreaming? Dreaming? You little punk. Who are you calling dreaming? My mother-in-law said, getting up to hit me. I dodged to the side. It's not that I'm afraid of her, but I don't want to hit a woman, especially an old woman. All right, Mom. Just say a few words less. A familiar voice came from outside the door. I turned my head and saw it was Chen Xiuqing. His wife and Xing were behind him. Well, the whole family is here. They were all sitting on the sofa looking at me like a grand jury. Hey, I have to say, brother-in-law, you really are too stingy. It's just 50,000 yuan. Consider it a loan from you, okay? Okay, I said this time, 50,000 yuan for the car, 200,000 yuan for the wedding, and 300,000 yuan for the house. That's already 550,000 yuan. And the last time you wanted to buy a computer, 8,800 yuan, that was also paid by your sister. And the time before that, you wanted to buy a pair of shoes, 1,800 yuan. I remember you sent a link to your sister and asked her to buy them for you. Xing's tuition fees, piano lessons, 300 yuan per lesson. You bought 20 lessons at once, 5,888 yuan. And also, enough, my mother-in-law interrupted me. Wang Huyong, you remember these few thousand yuan so clearly. You're so good at accounting. Why don't you become an accountant? Ever since our Huan married you, she hasn't worked a single day, just being your housekeeper. Why don't you ask around? Which housekeeper doesn't make at least 8,000 to 10,000 a month? Have you ever paid Huan a salary all these years? I laughed. Apparently, I had married a housekeeper, not a wife, and I was supposed to pay her a salary too. Besides, she seemed to have forgotten that Chen Xiujuan had decided to be a housewife on her own. Perhaps our argument was too loud and woke up Duo. She came out of her room rubbing her eyes, looking somewhat dazed at the crowd outside. Dad, she called me softly, running to my side. When mother-in-law saw Duo, she rolled her eyes and said, No manners. With so many people here, you only see your father. Last night when your mom wasn't home, did your father say bad things about your mother? Told you not to call us? Duo rushed to defend me. No. Hey, you little brat. How dare you talk back? Really no manners. Even Chen Xiujuan scolded. Duo, you can't talk to grandmother like that. Duo, you can't talk to grandmother like that. Grandmother is your elder. You must respect her, understand? Huh, respect? That depends on who it's for. Since birth, Duo had never visited her grandmother's house. During holidays, Chen Xiujuan would go to her parents' home, but never took us. She said taking Duo to grandmother's house would harm the child's fortune. Some nonsense she heard somewhere, and she completely believed it. At first, I argued with her about it, but after many times, I couldn't be bothered anymore. So every year, when Chen Xiujuan went home, I would take Duo to my hometown. All right, Wang Huyong, just apologize properly to my sister today, and we can put this matter behind us. Young couples shouldn't hold grudges overnight. We're family, don't be so particular about money. You can always earn more money, but once family ties are broken, they're truly gone, Chen Xiuqing said. He only called Wang Xiujuan's sister when he needed something. Otherwise, he called her by name. Ridiculously, nobody in the family found anything wrong with that. I quit my job, so when the money's gone, it's gone, I said. What? You resign? Chen Xiuqing jumped up from the sofa anxiously. Sis, why didn't you tell me brother-in-law quit? About that 200,000 you promised me for starting my business. Before Chen Xiuqing could finish, his wife pinched his thigh hard. Chen Xiuqing realized he had let something slip and awkwardly glanced back at Chen Xiujuan. Well, When I wanted to start a business, she said the risk was too high, that I would definitely lose money, that people should be practical, that she didn't like living in fear. But when her brother wanted to start a business, she secretly took money from me to support him. I was truly angry now. Chen Xiujuan, I won't say much. If you're sensible, pick a time to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau with me to get our divorce certificate. After that, no one will object to however you want to help your brother. As soon as I said this, the living room went quiet for 3 seconds, then erupted. Mother-in-law was the first to lose it. She jumped up from the sofa as if she'd heard something horrifying and pointed at my nose. You, Wang Huyong, do you have any conscience? Huan bore your child and managed your household. And just because she took some of your money, you want to divorce her? People like you will be struck by lightning. Chen Xiujuan followed closely, tears falling from her swollen eyes again. Wang Huyong, how could you do this to me? She couldn't continue, covering her face and sobbing. Chen Xiuqing also exploded, walking up and shoving me. Just for 50,000 yuan you want to divorce my sister? Tell us the truth. Do you have another woman? I lost my balance and almost fell. Because I was holding Duo, I didn't retaliate, just coldly smirked at everyone who had lost their composure. Taking a deep breath. I've said all I need to say, please leave now. Hey, Chen Xiuqing tried to hit me again. I dodged to the side, holding Duo with one hand while reaching for my phone in my pocket. Are you leaving or not? If not, I'm calling the police for trespassing. My mother-in-law wanted to say something, but Chen Xiujuan held her back, saying with trembling lips, let's go, Mom. The group left, cursing and muttering, except for Chen Xiujuan. She closed the front door, wiped her tears with her sleeve, and reached out to hold Duo. Duo wrapped her arms around my neck, refusing to go. Duo, come here, Chen Xiujuan said sternly. Duo's body noticeably trembled, and facing Chen Xiujuan's fierce gaze, reluctantly let go of my neck. I stepped back. Duo doesn't want to go? Why are you forcing her? Also, I told all of you to leave, including you. Chen Xiujuan ignored my words and asked sweetly, Husband, are you hungry? I'll make you breakfast. In 7 years of marriage, she had never called me husband. That word husband made me feel nauseous. Chen Xiujuan, did you hear what I said? I told you to leave. Chen Xiujuan's face darkened. I won't divorce you, and I won't leave. This is my home. Since you're planning to just waste away at home, then our whole family can waste away together. Did she think I would compromise like this? What a joke. I've been thinking about divorce for a long time. Once I've decided something, it absolutely won't change. You won't leave? Then I will. With that, I carried Duo out the door and returned to my old home. After an hour's drive, we arrived at my rural hometown. My mother was picking vegetables in the courtyard, and my father was fixing the pigsty in the backyard. Seeing us arrive, my mother was overjoyed, taking Duo inside. Oh my, why did you come without saying anything? We haven't prepared any food. I smiled. It's fine, I'll go to the market later. Obviously, staying at the old home wasn't a long-term solution, but filing for divorce would take too long, and I worried something might happen in between. I needed to think carefully about what method would be both convenient and get Chen Xiujuan's family to agree to our divorce. After 2 days at home, suddenly a friend from the bank contacted me, asking if Chen Xiujuan was my wife. I found it strange, so I called her directly to ask about the situation. She said that today a woman named Chen Xiujuan came to the bank to apply for a loan. She thought the name and appearance seemed like my wife, but she wasn't sure. So, she called to ask me, what's this? Does our manager Wang need a loan now? Is there some financial problem? Xiaka laughed with a hint of something. I quickly said, No, there's just a bit of a problem at home. So, did you approve her loan? Xiaka said, No, she doesn't have anything, so it's impossible to get a loan. But she seems to be very short on money and kept asking me if there were any other options. Brother Wang, what's going on with your family? I thought to myself, this isn't good. I previously heard Chen Xiuqing say that Chen Xiujuan wanted 20,000 to start a business for him. Now, it seems I won't be able to get the money from this end, and Chen Xiujuan has started to think of crooked ways to get it. If she gets a loan behind my back, accumulating millions in debt, I would really be dragged down with her. This is a cruel move. Originally, I planned to tell my parents about this after the divorce. After all, the word divorce is seen as shameful in the eyes of the older generation. But now that Chen Xiujuan is planning to use this method to tie me to her, I can only ask my parents for help. So, during lunch, I hesitated and finally spoke. Dad, Mom, I'm planning to divorce Xiujuan. As soon as I spoke, both my parents stopped eating and looked up at me. My dad sighed, and my mom put down her chopsticks. I thought, I'm done for, I'm going to get a lecture for sure. They'll probably say that couples always argue, and that I should let sleeping dogs lie, and endure it a little longer. Just as I was prepared to be lectured, I suddenly heard my mom say, "Ever since you brought Duo back, we knew something was wrong between you and Xiaojuan." To be honest, I don't really like Xiaojuan either. Since you two got married, she hasn't visited home once, and she doesn't let Duo go to her maternal grandparents' house. Isn't that just prioritizing sons over daughters? And she keeps using things from our home to help her younger brother, Tisk. It's good that you're divorcing. It's just hard on Duo. I spent the whole afternoon talking to my parents about it, and they found out the whole story. My dad was so angry, he almost smashed the coffee table. He said through gritted teeth, "When you got married, we gave all the betrothal money to her brother. I even felt bad for her then. I never thought she'd be so ignorant herself. Now she's thinking of getting a loan to help her brother. Look at her. What kind of woman did you find?" I lowered my head and didn't say anything. When you're young, you can always misjudge people. After staying at home for another 2 days, I took Duo back. To make the act seem more real, I specially bought a bouquet of roses. Chen Xiaojuan was watching TV on the sofa, and for a moment, she seemed shocked to see us return. I quickly took out the roses from behind me and gave them to Chen Xiaojuan. "I'm sorry, it was my fault. My parents lectured me when I went home this time. I think you're right, your brother is my brother. As a brother-in-law, I should help him when he's in trouble. I apologize to you. I will find a new job, and we'll live our lives well together in the future." When Chen Xiaojuan saw the roses and heard my sincere apology, her eyes instantly reddened. She hugged me and said it was okay. She forgave me. From that day on, life began to return to calm. I went out early and came back late every day, looking like I was indeed looking for a job. Chen Xiaojuan asked me about my job search progress every day. Each time she asked, I would pull a long face and say I couldn't find a good job. The current environment is so bad, it's impossible to find a job at all. I looked guilty. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been so capricious and quit my job back then. Although Chen Xiaojuan also wanted to scold me, seeing my guilty look, she couldn't say anything. She could only comfort me to take my time and not rush. Xiaka contacted me again. She found out that Chen Xiaojuan had indeed taken out a loan, a total of 200,000 yuan, which was exactly the amount Chen Xiaoqing said she wanted to support his business with. I was curious how Chen Xiaojuan managed to borrow so much money, since she had no job and no housing fund. Who would dare lend her money? Xiaku answered with a smile. There are many small loan companies now. As long as you upload your ID, they'll approve the loan. It's just that the interest rates are terrifyingly high. Isn't that a usurious loan? No. It's still different from a usurious loan. They are legal and compliant, and they don't compound interest. It's just that the interest is higher than your regular loan. Chen Xiaojuan, oh Chen Xiaojuan. The family is already living on its dwindling savings, and you still have the mind to take out a loan to support your brother's business. Your love for your brother is true. After looking for a job for a few days, I started bringing money home. Every day when I got back, I would mysteriously take out red paper money from my pocket. Sometimes it was 3,000 or 5,000, sometimes it was 8,000 or 9,000. Chen Xiaojuan happily accepted the money with a delighted face and asked me where it came from. I chuckled and said it was from investments. Since I couldn't find a job, I contacted some old friends to ask if they had any connections. Then, Hu Zi said there was a way to make money fast, and asked me if I wanted in. When I heard that it was a way to make money fast, of course I said yes. So I partnered up with him. Chen Xiaojuan nodded and, happily, took the money back to the bedroom. That evening, I heard her talking to her mother on the phone in the bathroom. Yeah, we made up. He found a job, and the salary is even higher than before. He can make 10,000 yuan a day. Don't worry, he doesn't know about the loan. So, what if he finds out? He still has to pay it back. It's a joint marital debt. No, he won't divorce me. If he mentions divorce again, I'll just take out another loan. Is she really treating me like a fool? For a week straight, I brought money home, which made Chen Xiaojuan beam from ear to ear. Now, every day when I get back home, Chen Xiaojuan is waiting at the door, baring her teeth and looking at me expectantly. I would smile back at her, then take the money out of my bag and hand it to her. This continued until the end of the 10th day of work. I deliberately didn't go home and even sent Chen Xiaojuan a mysterious text message. I have something to do today. I won't be home. After that, I turned off my phone. On the 11th day, I still didn't go home and even told Chen Xiaojuan to close the doors and windows carefully. On the 12th day, the actors I had hired had already been sent to my house to find me. They told Chen Xiaojuan that I had borrowed a usurious loan and, wielding sticks, made Chen Xiaojuan reveal where I had gone. Chen Xiaojuan was so scared that she almost peed her pants. After they left, Chen Xiaojuan quickly packed her things and went back to her parents' house. From then on, my plan was half successful. On the 15th day, I made my first call to Chen Xiaojuan. I'm sorry, Xiaojuan, the investment I made before failed. Huzi ran off, and I'm forced to not be able to go home. I thought I could make some money, but I didn't expect. Don't come home recently. Just hide at your parents' place. Don't come home, they will definitely be lying in wait at home if they can't find me. My mother-in-law snatched the phone and started cursing at me. You damn bastard, you go gambling fine, but why did you drag Huan Huan into it? Do you know you're going to ruin Huan Huan? You heartless bastard. Why didn't you die outside? I didn't say anything. Just let her curse. When she was tired of cursing, I started apologizing, repenting, and saying all kinds of nice things. Mom, don't worry, I will definitely be able to pay off this debt. Just give me some more time. You at #%*. My mother-in-law unleashed a stream of profanities. I quickly hung up the phone. I guess that my mother-in-law would definitely encourage Chen Xiaojuan to divorce me. After all, I have no job or income now and owe a lot of money. Chen Xiaojuan wouldn't be able to help her brother at all by staying with me. I would just quietly wait for Chen Xiaojuan to call me and say she wants to divorce me. But I waited and waited. What I got was my mother's call. My mother was crying her heart out on the phone. Dayon, your wife. She actually sent Duo here. Oh my, you don't know the clothes on Duo are all crusty and her hair is matted. I just cooked her a bowl of noodles. She ate it all up. I felt so bad for her, such a small child. I don't know what kind of abuse she suffered at her grandmother's house. They didn't even give her food. She kept waking up when sleeping and would start crying when she woke up. You don't know. My mother started to choke up again as she spoke. Listening to my mother's description, my heart twitched with pain. In order to make the act more realistic, I brought Duo back. I thought Chen Xiaojuan would bring Duo to her parents' home. And even if she wouldn't take good care of her, at least she would be well fed and clothed, but I never expected her to abuse a child like this. It must have been that my mother-in-law vented all her anger towards me on Duo. I transferred 10,000 yuan to my mother and also booked a short trip for her to take Duo out to relax. Kids should go out to play more to divert their attention. As for Chen Xiaojuan, I was too lazy to wait for her call. I decided to take the initiative. I contacted a lawyer friend and asked him to call Chen Xiaojuan. The content of the call was simple. It just said that I owed a lot of money outside and I could no longer pay it back and could only mortgage the house, asking her to go home to pack her things because the house will be foreclosed. This call was very effective. The next day, Chen Xiaojuan called me and asked me to go home to pack my things, saying she had something to discuss with me. I made myself look a bit scruffy, with a messy hairstyle and panda eyes. I appeared at the door of my house, and before I even entered, I heard my mother-in-law's voice. That damn bastard. He even lost the house. Want to listen to your mother? Divorce him. What's the use of a man like that? He's lost his house, lost his job, and is drowning in debt. He won't be able to recover in 10 or 20 years. You'll have a hard life following him. Chen Xiaojuan sighed. I want a divorce too, but Wang Huyong owes so much money. It's considered joint marital debt. If I divorce him, I'll have to bear that debt too. I don't want that. Tisk. Her mother frowned. Back then, you got a loan for your younger brother's business. The plan was for Wang Huyong to help you repay it. How did it end up with him owing more money than you? Don't say any more, I'll think of something. A divorce is definitely happening. But as for the debt, it absolutely cannot have anything to do with me. Chen Xiaojuan's voice revealed impatience. I was secretly delighted. My plan was finally working. Forcing down my inner joy, I put on a mournful expression and walked in, immediately meeting my mother-in-law's piercing gaze. You've been hiding from debt collectors for so many days. You actually know to come back. Now it's great. The house is gone too. Are you happy now? Wang Huyong. The reason I agreed to let Juan marry you was because I saw you as ambitious and stable. But look at you now, playing the stock market. How is that different from gambling? Not only did you accumulate a mountain of debt, you gambled away the house. I'm telling you, I absolutely will not agree to want her staying with someone like you. You go and get a divorce now. Divorce right away. Hearing this, I immediately knelt down in front of my mother-in-law. I won't divorce. I definitely won't get a divorce. Mom, I know I was wrong. I did this for the family. For the family? If you really were for the family, you wouldn't have quit your job so impulsively. It's just because you received 50,000 yuan. You were so petty. Look at what your pettiness resulted in. You've lost the money, you've lost your home, and you've lost your wife. I quickly lowered my head to admit my mistake. Yes, it's all my fault. I already know I was wrong. Please don't make Juan divorce me. I have nothing left now, only Juan. Right, didn't my brother-in-law still owe me more than 500,000 yuan? If he returns that money, the house won't need to be auctioned. I slapped my forehead, stood up, and walked toward the bedroom, pulling Chen Xiaojuan's hand to make her younger brother return the money. Chen Xiaojuan threw my hand away, slapping me hard across the face. Wang Huyong, wake up. That money was for my younger brother. It wasn't a loan. Asking him to return it, are you crazy? My mom is right. You are just too petty. You wouldn't even part with that small amount of money. It serves you right for owing so much. I'm going to divorce you. You are responsible for your own debt. I'm not going to bear it. I was stunned by her slap. The anger and resentment in my belly surged to my heart. Divorce? Chun Shoujuan, when I wanted to divorce you, you didn't agree. Now that you want to divorce me, I also don't agree. If you have the ability, you can go and sue me. Oh, right, I forgot to tell you, if you divorce me, you will have to bear half of my debts. Go ahead and get a divorce. Go ahead. It's not much, an average of about 800,000 yuan each. I sat on the bed, crossed my legs, and calmly watched Chen Xiujuan's face become increasingly gloomy. The house was sealed with tape. Chen Xiujuan had packed her things and returned to her mother's house, and I couldn't live here either, so I rented a small house near my company. After a few days of travel, Duo was clearly in much better spirits. I brought Duo and my mother over to live with me. I didn't have time during my workdays, so my mother took care of Duo's daily life. Every night, I accompanied my mother to the square dance, and Duo made many new friends, becoming more outgoing than before. Chen Xiujuan kept messaging me daily about the divorce. I only had one response. Divorce is fine, but the debts are split equally. Chen Xiujuan was definitely unwilling. Over 800,000 in debt would take her years to pay back with her previous salary. But dragging it out like this wasn't a solution either. Her family decided to meet with me for a proper discussion. After all, we had been married for so many years, and they didn't want things to get too ugly. So now they care about things being ugly. In a private room at a restaurant, Chen Xiujuan sat across from me, with her mother next to her. My mother-in-law glared at me menacingly, as if she wanted to devour me whole. Let's talk, I said. Wang Huyong, look, we've been together for so many years, from dating to getting married to having Duo. It's been almost 10 years. I've worked hard, right? And Duo, didn't I raise her all by myself? When it came to Duo, I had to talk to her properly. Last time you went back to your parents' house, you sent Duo to my mother. My mother said Duo hadn't bathed in days, and she was wolfing down her food at mealtimes. You guys weren't even feeding her. Chen Xiujuan's face turned red, and she just opened her mouth, unable to speak. My mother-in-law interjected. It's better for a young girl to eat less. Being skinny is more attractive. She didn't want to shower herself. I told her to shower with her uncle, but she refused. I was furious. I slammed the table. Do you even know about boundaries? Duo is 6 years old. I don't even shower with her anymore. You let Duo shower with your younger brother. Chen Xiujuan, are you even human? Why are you getting so worked up? It's just a child. You're making it sound so filthy. I took a deep breath to calm myself. I don't want to argue with you. Divorce, debt split equally, and I get custody of Duo. I can wait. Wang Huyong, my mother-in-law, slammed the table. Do you have no conscience? One gave you a child. I sneered. Yes, she gave me a child, and that's all she did. You, Daong, there's so much debt. I can't handle it. Okay, I nodded. Have your brother pay back the money. I'll handle the debt myself. Impossible. Then I can't help you. I shrugged. Chen Xiujuan finally gritted her teeth. Fine, but my brother can only pay back half the money. 200,000, no more. I thought about it. That was probably all the money Chen Xiujuan could come up with, so I nodded. Okay, so we signed the agreement, and then the divorce papers, and went directly to the Civil Affairs Bureau. After the cooling-off period, Chen Xiujuan and I met at the entrance of the Civil Affairs Bureau. She transferred 200,000 to me, and then we went inside to finalize the divorce. Looking at the red certificate in my hand, the excitement I felt was beyond words. No wonder they say marriage is a grave. It's easy to get in, but if you want to get out, you have to tear off a layer of skin. I sold my house, and with the money plus my mid-year bonus, I exchanged it for a large flat and brought my parents over to live with me. After only a month of this peaceful life, Chen Xiujuan contacted me. She called me crying, penniless and 20,000 in debt. After being a housewife for so many years, she had long since become unsuited to the workplace. She sent out hundreds of resumes, and the only replies she received were for sales jobs or factory work. She didn't have good sales skills, and she simply didn't have the physical stamina to work 12-hour shifts in a factory. Her mother-in-law, seeing that she couldn't find a job, used the excuse that her living at home would be detrimental to Chen Xiuqing's fortune and threw her out. Daong, I really know I was wrong, please help me. I was also helpless. One, we were husband and wife once. If I had money, I would definitely help you. But as you know, that's not the case now. I can barely take care of myself, let alone help you. Chen Xiujuan said. Then let's remarry. I've thought it over. As long as we're together, we can work together and overcome this difficulty. Laughable. Remarry? I had just barely climbed out of that grave. How could I possibly go back in? Are you sure? I still have more than $1 million in debt. Are you really willing to face it with me? Chen Xiujuan was silent. She probably thought of what life would be like after remarrying me, a poor couple facing all kinds of problems, arguing over trivial matters. She didn't want that. After that, Chen Xiujuan never contacted me again. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, a year had passed. Duo was starting elementary school, which was a big deal for our whole family. Early in the morning, my mom prepared a super abundant breakfast. After breakfast, the whole family went to send Duo to school. Coming out of the school, my mom said she wanted to look around the vegetable market, so I accompanied her. While we were choosing vegetables, I heard a commotion near the meat stalls, the quarrel getting louder and louder. My father hurried over to try and break it up, and when he did, he discovered that the people arguing with the meat stall owner were Chen Xiujuan and Chen Xiuqing. Chen Xiujuan looked 20 years older. The hair at her temples was starting to turn white, and the wrinkles around her eyes could have killed a mosquito. Chen Xiuqing had also lost her air of arrogance. At this moment, she was hiding behind Chen Xiujuan, clutching a piece of lean meat in her hand. It had only been a year since I had last seen them. The changes they had undergone were beyond my expectations. The meat stall owner pointed at Chen Xiujuan and Chen Xiuqing, fuming, "These two are repeat offenders. They come to the market every now and then to steal things." I figured their lives were hard, and I let them take some meat without making a fuss. In the end, both families gave each other an inch, and they all paid Chen Xiujuan's parents 288,000 yuan. It's just a piece of meat. Is it really necessary? Chen Xiuqing said with a stiff neck, clutching the meat. Yes, it is necessary, Chen Xiujuan echoed. I stepped forward to mediate. I'll pay. I turned to the meat stall owner. How much is it? The meat stall owner snorted. Young man, don't try to be a good Samaritan and end up making things worse. As expected, as soon as she heard that I was going to pay, Chen Xiuqing rushed forward, grabbed a large piece of meat, and ran towards the door. She ran while saying, He's paying. Don't look for me. After paying, I inquired with the meat stall owner and learned that Chen Xiujuan and her family had moved here 3 months ago. It seems they had a failed business venture and owed a lot of money. They sold everything in the house that could be sold. His wife ran off with the children. His own mother was angered to death by him. And now only the siblings are left, living in the basement. Having gone through such great upheavals, both their minds aren't quite right, and they have a habit of stealing. I wondered why they didn't recognize me when I stood right in front of them. It turns out they become somewhat forgetful. TSK, it's pitiful. After hearing about their experiences, to be honest, I didn't feel particularly good, just a bit melancholic. One was living off sucking her sister's blood, and the other was living off sucking her husband's blood. They never thought of relying on themselves. But mountains can crumble, and people can leave. The most reliable thing is still oneself. After my parents bought the groceries, I took them home. The weather was perfect, not a cloud in the sky. Life is like driving a car. Only when you hold the steering wheel yourself do you have true decision-making power. And I will absolutely not hand over the steering wheel of my life to anyone else. The end.